undercover investigation shows a sloth getting whacked by a worker at a hot dog store. You're watching NewsdayTV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. The Humane Society of the United States released this video taken at Sloth Encounters. Sherry Einhorn has more on the video and the business fighting to stay open.
Watch this undercover video of sloths being hit with plastic spray bottles while children watch nearby. No. In another video clip, we see a sloth appear to be grabbed by the neck by owner Larry Wallach.
It's just not right, and it doesn't sit well.
The video was recorded in November by the Humane Society of the United States at Sloth Encounter in Hauppauge. The video evidence is part of a complaint sent to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, asking the agency to terminate Wallach's license.
He should not be allowed to own animals, particularly wild animals, and he needs to be held accountable for thumbing his nose at the community.
Wallach has been in legal trouble before with the USDA and the town of Islip over allegations of animal abuse and town code violations. Wallach's attorney declined to comment on the video, but I did speak with Wallach over the phone, who says he fired the employee who was trying to subdue two males who were fighting.
The only thing I think she did wrong was, hitting him on the nose with the bottle. But in all fairness, it separated the animals. Neither one of them got hurt, and neither did, anybody there.
According to the town of Islip, there is still a temporary restraining order in effect preventing this business from operating. Every day it does, the owner is slapped with a $250 fine. A spokesperson told us, quote, "We share in the outrage of the community regarding the inhumane treatment of these animals and remain steadfast in our commitment to seeking the enforcement of any and all penalties permissible under the town's jurisdiction." The chief of the Suffolk SPCA says his office has been in contact with the Suffolk District Attorney's Office and the matter will be looked into. The USDA says it's reviewing the concerns, which could take up to 2 months. In Hauppauge, I'm Sherry Einhorn for NewsdayTV.
An elementary school custodian is being charged with public lewdness. Police say Thomas Winberry allegedly live-streamed himself soliciting sex and exposing himself while working at Otsego Elementary School. The 34-year-old West Islip man will be arraigned at a later date. And a man accused of killing a 4-pound dog was in Nassau County Court today for closing arguments. Prosecutors say Peter Galantino, quote, acted sadistically when he allegedly kicked the Yorkie, causing its death. It happened in March of 2020 after a fight with another couple in the neighborhood. The 68-year-old Hempstead man is charged with criminal mischief, aggravated animal cruelty, and animal torture. And parents and alumni are fighting back with the news of Our Lady of Mercy's closure in June. A petition started by an alum and a parent of a current student is circulating on change.org.
It's news to us that there was a potential that the school could close because of low enrollment. We just raised over $6 million for capital improvements on the school.
Now, in a statement, the Academy said, quote, this difficult decision was made because of changing demographics and lower enrollment, which has decreased by 45% in the past 10 years. And Long Islanders are dealing with the aftermath of high winds and flooding last night. Here's a look at Ocean Beach on Fire Island. PSEG has shut down power at Ocean Beach, impacting nearly 2,000 customers. Fire Island Ferries also canceled service until further notice because of the floods. And at the end of Long Island, you're seeing beach erosion out in Montauk. This home is seeing some damage to its porch and deck. You can see the waves crashing close to the home. And another city subway has gone off the tracks. The MTA says it happened on the F line in Coney Island. Now, no one was hurt in today's derailment, but this comes almost a week after a subway collision and derailment in Manhattan where more than 20 people were hurt. And a top Suffolk police deputy commissioner is dancing her way into retirement. That's how I want to go. Risco Mention Lewis gave her final dance from police headquarters this afternoon. She was first appointed to the role in 2012 and became the first female and person of color to hold the position. Congrats. And Long Island has the most Regeneron semifinalists in the nation, and one of these students was the first in her school's history. Virginia Huey has the story.
These students at Great Neck South High School learn something new every day in science class. But today, they made a momentous discovery about themselves. All 7 were named semifinalists in the prestigious Regeneron competition.
I was very happy.
Brandon Kim's winning project focused on identifying proteins to create medications for lung cancer. For Kim, the inspiration was personal.
I was focused on cancer because actually my dog passed away sadly due to cancer. And also my aunt, luckily she's in remission now, so she had ovarian cancer.
Tiffany Zhang's project focused on neutron stars.
Astronomy is one of the fields that I am really interested in, and I want to see what else I can do in research and helping others.
It's definitely surreal that we were able to have so many students get recognized for their work.
A total of 50 Long Island High School students were named Regeneron semifinalists, the most of any region in the country. They're chosen based on their creative research, leadership skills, and community involvement. Nassau had 41 semifinalists, and Suffolk had 9.
I was actually caught off guard.
Kimora Simmons says she was pleasantly surprised to learn she's the first student to be named a Regeneron Scholar in Copiague High School's history.
Because all of our hard work really paid off, and I was just really happy.
Later this month, 40 of the 300 semifinalists nationwide will be chosen to compete as finalists in Washington, D.C. for a piece of the $1.8 million in prize money. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Congrats to those students. Now let's take a look at your Long Island weather, and thank goodness the rain is behind us. Tonight we're dealing with the 30s and partly cloudy skies, and tomorrow it's going to be a gorgeous day. Let's take a closer look at tomorrow. You can see we're in the 40s pretty much all day, and we have sun overhead to stay with us.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
There's a new scrutiny for school open campus policies after a teen was killed in a crash during his lunch break. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
We're setting the table. There's one less setting. And it's always like, oh, he's not there.
John Aruano's 13-year-old son, also named John, died in 2007 after the minivan he was riding in with his mom was hit by a 17-year-old high school student who left school and went out for lunch with his friends in Smithtown. The 2 friends also died in the crash.
The sadness is just now part of you for the rest of your life.
As a result, the Smithtown School District stopped letting students off campus for lunch. Last week, 17-year-old Dylan Nuccio, a senior at Plain Edge High School, was killed when his car crashed into a tree off the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. He had been driving home for lunch. After the accident, the district said students would have to stay in school during free periods until further notice. Jericho High School closed its campus after a fatal accident in 2005 in the student parking lot.
It's a difficult decision because when we made the decision, there was a fair amount of pushback both from students and from parents.
Other districts like Plainview Old Bethpage allow seniors to leave during the day, and there are no plans to change that. Students we spoke to say they're being extra careful.
My mom always told me to be careful going off in and out of campus, and I try after hearing this news to be as careful as I can be.
Seniors can apply for a parking permit, but also have to attend a safe driving course and sign a contract with their parents and their school.
Driving is an adult responsibility, and it's one of the first times that these kids are dealing with adult consequences, right? Where there's no reset button and there's no second chance sometimes.
The district also says it relies on cooperation from local businesses.
If they notice that a student is driving in a manner that's potentially hazardous, and they'll call our school and we'll have one-on-one meetings with that student.
John Aruano says he just doesn't understand why school districts are willing to risk it. Inexperienced drivers with a limited amount of time, he says, is a dangerous combination that can change lives forever.
I had such an infectious smile and laugh.
I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Now, to read more about open campus policies, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The Malvern High School Marching Band has a lot to celebrate this week, all thanks to a Metallica song. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Non-marching band thing.
When the Malvern High School Marching Band started playing Metallica, no one had any idea where this classic heavy metal tune might take them.
I stood up and I listened to it. I was like, wow, this is really amazing.
Enter Sandman, the name of the tune, prompting Malvern to enter the inaugural Metallica Marching Band competition.
We decided, hey, we're already doing a Metallica song, so let's go ahead and get into this.
The Malvern Marching Band, among hundreds of contestants nationwide, made it to the final 5, then watched Sunday night when the winners, judged by the band itself, were announced on national TV.
We were all waiting, and then when it came up, I screamed, Malvern!
Malvern tying for first place in the medium high school category with Bernie High School near San Antonio, Texas. Both bands winning funding for musical equipment.
It's $15,000, which is so huge to a program.
The Metallica tune released before any of the Malvern Marching Band members were born, but familiar from growing up.
I've actually heard of like Enter Sandman because of my dad. But I heard it more when we started playing it. I was like, this sounds familiar, and I realized it was because of my dad.
Metallica, it turns out, has a rich history of going beyond heavy metal, including recording one live album with the San Francisco Symphony.
They get out there. They don't just, play heavy metal and yell and scream. There's a lot of musicality into their music, and that's why we were able to do what we did on the field.
For the Malvern High School Marching Band, exit light, enter limelight. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Congratulations to them. Now, to read more about the marching band, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
I found my voice in broadcast television. I tell stories through my perspective and proud of who I am. I am thrilled to serve as your weekday morning anchor for Newsday TV.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.